This is a Ford Performance by Borla Sport Axle-Back Exhaust with chrome tips for the 2015 and newer S550 EcoBoost Mustang. This Axleback is going to be a good option for you if you're looking for a high-quality Axleback that gives you a throaty exhaust tone and you don't mind paying for quality. The Axleback features straight-through sport mufflers, and this setup is going to give you a sound that isn't replicated by the other Axlebacks for the EcoBoost that are out there either, as you guys already heard from the sound clips. The install for this is easy. It should take about 2 hours to get this all done. And it's a 2 out of 3 wrenches in the difficulty meter since there is some cutting involved, but I'll get more into that later. The main component of an Axleback is going to be the mufflers, and in this case, we're looking at a set of straight-through sport mufflers. So with an Axleback, you're still going to have your stock mid-pipe, and that's all going to lead down to the sport mufflers, which are known for a loud and throaty exhaust note, which you guys heard earlier in the sound clips. Keeping the stock mid-pipe does mean that you aren't going to be opening up as much as possible as far as exhaust flow, but the combination of the sport mufflers and even the stock resonator mid-pipe creates a deeper than stock tone that isn't too loud and that also doesn't have any drone at highway speeds. Ford Performance describes the sound of this Axleback as loud, aggressive, and throaty, and I can't say that I disagree with that description. The sport mufflers give more of a raw sound when you compare it to other options that focuses more on a tune sound. And there is some popping on decel with this Axleback. I wouldn't say that it's too raspy either, but it gives more of that turbo 4-cylinder sound. One thing I did notice, however, is that this system is loud, and you don't get as much turbo noise here as I've heard with some other options that are out there. You can hear some spooling in there, but that's it. So if the turbo noise is something that you're really after, then there are some other options on the site that really open a lot of that turbo noise. This system does give more of what I consider a smoother sound when compared to other Axlebacks, but it isn't very deep. Like I said, it has more of a loud and throaty note than a deep note or even a raspy note. And you have to keep in mind that this is a 4-cylinder turbo car. It's not going to sound like a V8. So if you're looking for more of that clean, deep type of sound, there are some other options that might be better than this one right here. Overall, while the system is loud, I wouldn't say that it's the loudest out there. It's going to be on the louder side of the scale for the EcoBoost Mustang, and so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 on the loudness scale. There are some louder systems out there if that's what you're looking for, but there are some quieter ones as well. It's really all going to depend on what you're looking for, and luckily there are quite a few options out there. When it comes to materials and construction, this system right here has 4-inch chrome stainless steel tips, and the Ford Performance logo is embossed on the tips, so you won't be losing anything styling-wise. And as usual, stainless steel is always a great option for the cars that see all different types of road conditions, since it's going to offer the best corrosion resistance. And unlike some of the other EcoBoost Axleback options out there, this system actually bumps up the size. You would be going from a 2¼ inch system to a 2½ inch system, and you're also looking at a full stainless steel manual bent Axleback. As far as price goes, you can expect to spend just under $800 for this Axleback. This is on the more expensive side of things, but you have to consider that Ford Performance is a high-end offering with high quality. So if that's something that you're concerned with, you're shopping in the right place. That being said, you do have a ton of other options out there if this Axleback really doesn't suit you, so make sure that you check out the site if you aren't sure. You're going to be looking at the typical cut and clamp design with the install for this Axleback, since you need to cut all S550 Axlebacks. I'm going to call this a 2 out of 3 wrenches in the difficulty meter, but just because of the cutting that's involved. It's nothing difficult, but I just recommend some eye protection and a fresh blade to make the cutting easier. Overall, you're looking at about 2 hours to get this all done. A lift would certainly make things easier for you here, but the job can be done on jack stands as well if you don't have access to one. Cutting the factory Axleback isn't hard, just be sure to measure twice and plan to mark where you'll be cutting so you don't make a mistake. You can mark the Axleback with painter's tape if you want, and then use the Sawzall to cut the stock Axleback out. And it'll probably be easiest to leave the hangers on the Axleback and just unbolt them from the car. You can transfer them over to the new Axleback. The new Axleback will come with new clamps for you, so you don't have to worry about that. When you go to install your new setup, it'll probably be easiest to leave everything loose until you have it all lined up and then tighten it down. That's going to wrap things up for the Ford Performance by Borla Sport Axle-Back Exhaust with chrome tips for the 2015 and newer EcoBoost Mustang. You can check it out more online right here at AmericanMuscle.com.